I think we all know that FE6 Wendy is bad. We all know that FE7's Lyn mode is pretty easy. I think we know where this is going. So I modded in Wendy to replace Lyn in FE7. She maintains her base stats, growths, fire infinity, and even gets to keep her starting inventory. Let's see now if she'll be able to conquer one of Fire Emblem's easiest campaigns all by her lonesome. The prologue's objective is simple: seize Gate. Wendy has an alright encounter with the mobile brigand, killing him in 3 rounds of combat. Bada the Beast, however, is a different story. Being on a gate, he gains 20 more Void, which on top of the weapon triangle makes Wendy's hit rates on him less than desirable. To make matters worse, Bada also receives healing at the start of enemy phase, meaning that in order to dispatch him, I'll need to do it quick. But relying on 45% hit rates to land consecutively is too unreliable. I determined that in order to better the odds, I'll need to grind Wendy levels and fish for skill rolls. There are only 3 vulnerary uses to our name, and no forts to heal on, so the safest way to go about this is to toss javelins at Bada, each miss contributing to 1 point of EXP. It's very slow and we run the risk of breaking the javelin if we hit too many times, but it's the only way I see to victory. After grinding up to level 4 and gaining 2 points of skill, we can now face Bada while rocking a monstrous 50% hit rate. Here goes nothing. Through sheer luck, Wendy manages to hit all her shots, and we rush through to seize the yurt. Chapter 1 introduces 2 Christmas cabs who I cannot use. I decide to be strict and enforce a rule that non-Wendy units may not see combat whatsoever. They also cannot trade items onto her as well, so she'll have to do all the inventory management on her own merit. Initially, I had Wendy try to clear the bottom of the map while Kent and Sane returned to the city to hide, but upon seeing the Northern Brigand approaching them, I had our little armor knight block Bulgar's entrance to choke a point like a true Drog archetype. The rest of the chapter went as smooth as chunky peanut butter, with Wendy missing attacks, though still managing to defeat Zugo and head on to the next map. I immediately send the Christmas calves down to the southeast corner to play 3 houses, while Wendy goes to play a real FE. The fort adds a new annoyance for me as the brigands will run to them if I put them into heal AI, which is likely to happen since Wendy still only 3 rounds them. Regardless, we muscle through the enemies and use the forts to heal ourselves in order to conserve vulnerable uses. We then bust down the wall and face glass, who pathetically does 0 damage to our armored carry. In the end, we're rewarded for our efforts in reclaiming the shrine with a fancy sword that Wendy cannot use. Chapter 3 proves to be more claustrophobic. The brigand from the north wastes no time crossing the peaks after destroying the money village, and along with the forces from the east outnumbering Wendy, my team is put into a pincer. But I'm not ready to concede the solo challenge yet. I pull off some AI manipulation to force the archer into attacking Wendy, which gives me enough time to move everyone out of the way. Afterwards, I buy a lance from the armory and make my way to the boss. Wendy needs to land 4 hits to kill him, and of course she misses one of them, but
I'll let you go out in style!
Chapter 4 is peak choke point. I unequip Wendy and have her sit at the entrance to Natalie's room. Committing to this strat does mean we miss out on recruiting Dorcas, although, are we really missing out? I forget to re-equip Wendy for the start of Chapter 5, so we spend a turn doing that while Urk takes a potshot at the invaders. Once we recruit our new members, I again play a unit slider puzzle in order to stay true to the Wendy solo. This chapter is the only opportunity to buy javelins in Lyn mode, so I make sure to sell off Urk's Fire Tome and Sarah's Heal Staff to fund my purchases, before heading over to Bug to stab him in the face. Even though Chapter 6 is supposed to be a tutorial on the value of thieves, I simply have Wendy open all the necessary doors, with the 2 door keys provided in the map. This does mean we miss out on the Seraph robe, but I don't care. Here's an Armonite fight. We're finally presented with the option to undeploy units at the start of Chapter 7. The shamans do pack a punch against our pink refrigerator, but we're able to handle them well enough. It should be noted that Wendy can now defeat brigands in a single round of combat, which greatly speeds up the process of routing maps. Wendy even one-rounds the boss, which is just too silly. Somehow we unlock the Gaian chapter, which is just a boring route solo. Why do you get doubled by Wendy? Vortex of Strategy means we run up and throw crit javelins. Wendy once again decides to miss. Real cool. Now I could kill the boss right now, but I'm going to need more lances. Now I'm ready. Chapter 9 once again brings a force deployed unit I must be wary of, Wallace. However, he does come with an incredible boon for our mini fridge, the Knight's Crest, which we use to promote Wendy to greatness. Truly a stellar unit. We camp out at the Torch Village in order to make sure there are no stragglers in the fog that can snipe Wallace. I had the veteran knight equip a javelin in order to manipulate potential archers into attacking Wendy instead. Once I felt the coast was clear, I sent the Crimson Freezer headlong towards Éclair and seized the castle. The plains of Sakai are a sure far cry away from us now. The final chapter of Lyn mode allows us to field Wendy all by herself like a true lone wolf, bravely storming through the enemies like the storm that rudely interrupts our progress. Ugh. I make sure to snap the energy drop in the village because we totally need more attack, and head down to the armory to pick up a heavy spear because effective damage is important. We approach Lundgren and wow. Just look at that. With that, We cleared Lyn mode only using Wendy, one of the worst units in all of Fire Emblem. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting too much out of a Wendy vid, but this was kinda fun to route out. I wasn't anticipating the hardest part of the run to actually be just the first boss, but what can you do? That being said, I'm probably going to avoid doing unit soloing videos in the near future, but stay tuned for what I have cooking next. Peace.